a macroeconomic Schelling point. And I think the single thing so Bitcoin's strength is its simplicity, right? And that ETH does not have. ETH is much, much more complex and will always remain that way. But what I'm most excited to watch play out with BTC is if we get another Central or South American country to endorse BTC like El Salvador has, BTC starts to become a Schelling point potentially for Latin America to take revenge on the dollar. Because the only currency that has consistently been stronger than the dollar over the last 10 years is BTC. And I think given its supply curve and what's going on with it, you can continue to expect that for the next 10 years or so. And if you go back in time and study, I think I actually got this from the Bitcoin Standard. In the 19th century, India and China made big mistakes in betting their national reserves on silver rather than gold. But then as gold appreciated relative to silver, they lost a bunch of purchasing power. The opportunity for Latin America is the opposite of that, of if they bet on BTC, develop large reserves by producing exports and receiving BTC, and then if BTC gets to gold parity, that's a 20x from here to get to gold parity. And so then they have just massively grown their national treasuries, and then it increases their purchasing power in the global landscape. And there's a type of poetic justice to that, right? After the 20th century of loans to Latin American countries that they basically couldn't repay, that were often dollar denominated, and that have crippled some of those economies, to be able to coordinate around Bitcoin to rise again and take a form of revenge on the dollar, I think is really fascinating. And I don't see another monetary instrument out there in the world that could provide that kind of coordination service for those nations.